What are prosecutors saying that he did to Aaliyah?
Yeah, the reason Aaliyah is part of this case is because prosecutors say she is one of the victims in a decades-long criminal enterprise led by R. Kelly, essentially for the purpose of abusing underage girls. Now, during this trial, one of R. Kelly's former tour managers testified that he is the one who personally bribed a government official to get a fake ID for Aaliyah.
Everyone thought the Diddy situation was just about him, but suddenly, the spotlight is blinding. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's names are swirling in the chaos, and not in a good way. This whole thing? It's way messier than anyone imagined. Federal investigators, whispered confessions, leaked recordings. It feels less like a tabloid story and more like a crime thriller, except it's all happening in real life. Tonight, the silence breaks. Diddy insiders, people who saw everything, are finally ready to talk. One former associate doesn't hold back. The things I experienced with him were monster-like.
At trial, Combs will ditch the jail garb and wear ordinary clothes. As his lawyers argue, the evidence shows consenting adults being intimate in their own way.
That stuff almost destroyed my life. When Diddy's legal nightmare exploded onto the scene, the story changed overnight. Suddenly, it wasn't just about the wild things he was accused of doing. Witnesses started coming forward, and every new testimony felt like a grenade thrown into the middle of the industry. Out of nowhere, secret tapes surfaced. Recordings that revealed things no one was supposed to hear. Court documents spilled across the internet, exposing hidden deals and buried truths. What was once a scandal about one man quickly became something much bigger and much darker.
He looks almost like a college professor. His hair has turned gray. He's been in custody at the federal jail in Brooklyn, and he is not wearing clothes that you would expect a recording artist to wear. He's wearing gray pants, a navy blue crew neck sweater with a white collar popping out of the top of it, reflecting the seriousness of these charges that he's facing.
It became obvious that Diddy wasn't about to face this storm alone. Behind closed doors, federal prosecutors were quietly building a new case. A case that could drag in some of the most powerful names in music. They weren't just looking at Diddy anymore. They were investigating the people closest to him, the insiders, the friends who'd seen too much, and maybe done even more. Rumors began swirling, and soon there was a pattern. Over and over, you'd hear the same names whispered in fear and curiosity. And two names kept coming up the loudest, echoing through every conversation: Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Suddenly, the question wasn't just, what did Diddy do? But how deep does this go?
The first witness, former Intercontinental Hotel security guard Israel Flores, testified about responding to that now infamous incident, speaking with Combs and his ex-girlfriend, a key witness in this case, Cassie Ventura.
And who else is about to fall? I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well, says one attorney, his voice shaking. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things. But as investigators dug deeper, the whole story took an even darker turn. Suddenly, people started asking what really happened with Kim. Why are there so many disturbing stories floating around about people being trapped, unable to leave? Why do some witnesses claim they saw unconscious bodies being moved onto private jets, hidden from sight, just like the rumors that have haunted Aaliyah's tragic last flight for years?
One thing that's been interesting during jury selection, Combs, like all criminal defendants, is required to be in the courtroom. And while he is known with this image of being a hip hop mogul, kind of this icon who threw those elaborate star-studded white parties, his attire in court is very different.
The more you listen, the stranger it gets. There are whispers about people being forced onto planes without even knowing what was happening to them. Some say these weren't just isolated incidents. They looked more and more like pieces of a much bigger pattern, one that has stretched quietly through the music industry for decades. With every new rumor that surfaces, the story only grows darker and more disturbing. It's as if each revelation is a warning that there's something far more sinister happening behind closed doors, and that what we've seen so far is only the tip of the iceberg. Now, the tension is reaching a breaking point.
They're prison elaborate setup kings. I ain't simple like his wife, and neither was Aaliyah. I guess that's why he had her killed. You killed that young woman. Who the fuck else would have known better how to have someone posing as Dame Dash's personal assistant call Aaliyah so strategically?
One attorney, closer to the case than anyone, has started sounding the alarm, making it clear that this is only the beginning of what's about to be revealed. He claims that the secrets surrounding what really happened to people like Kim, and the true story behind Aaliyah's tragic final moments, are finally about to come out. And when they do, he warns, the revelations will shake the entire world and forever change the way we see the industry's biggest stars. Aaliyah's name refuses to fade from the headlines. But why does she keep getting mentioned? Even after all these years, the answer is as chilling as it is mysterious, because her death was never truly explained.
What is the deal with you and R. Kelly? Are you all married or not? No, I'm not married. Robert's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. He's a great producer, great artist who I do admire, and there's nothing.
For years, the tragedy has been shrouded in unanswered questions and strange circumstances. No matter how much time passes, the rumors refuse to die, and the more you dig, the more it seems like the truth has been carefully buried, hidden away by those with the most to lose. Aaliyah was only 22 when her plane crashed after a video shoot in the Bahamas. The world mourned and moved on, but the questions never died. Why did the plane go down seconds after takeoff? Was she drugged before she boarded? What was being covered up? Investigators found the small plane was 700 pounds over its limit, with its center of gravity dangerously off.
When he did the record with Jay, that's why I was that was almost like one of the things where I was just like, he's out of here, Jake. I just let it go because I couldn't believe he did a project with her, with R. Kelly, knowing that he had my girl.
The pilot was new. He'd just joined the company, and autopsy reports showed he had alcohol and cocaine in his system. The pilot had argued with Aaliyah's team, warning them it was too risky. But after a drawn-out negotiation, the flight went ahead. The real shocker? Witnesses say Aaliyah never walked onto that plane. She was reportedly given a pill for a headache, then fell into such a deep sleep she had to be carried aboard. Was it just aspirin? No one knows. The baggage handler said she took it willingly, but after that, she never woke up. Why did witnesses and crew have to sign non-disclosure agreements after the crash? If this was just an accident, what was there to hide? Over 25 NDAs were signed, including by people who'd profited from short-selling stock after Aaliyah's death. Why would you need a non-disclosure for a plane crash unless there was something to cover up? A family friend asked. The R. Kelly connection and Jay-Z's obsession Aaliyah was a star from the beginning. Just 14 when she debuted, her career was guided by R. Kelly, a man later accused of forging her age on a marriage license. According to testimony, R. Kelly had her married at 15 to hide the fact that she was pregnant with his child. Her parents shut it down, but the damage lingered. Then, another twist. Damon Dash, the music executive who dated Aaliyah until her death, revealed that Jay-Z had pursued her relentlessly before she chose Dash. He tried so hard to win her over, Dash said. Even did a project with her, which I found disrespectful. He never got over her. Rumors exploded after her death. Did Jay-Z have Aaliyah because she chose someone else? People started connecting dots. Photos, hush money, and Jay-Z's ongoing relationship with R. Kelly, even after all the allegations surfaced. Jaguar Wright, another industry insider, dropped a bombshell. Jay-Z was worse than Diddy, and Diddy was bad enough. The industry's code of silence. After the crash, the attempts to hide the truth felt never-ending. The phones never stopped ringing. Witnesses were suddenly nowhere to be found, or changed their stories overnight. There were whispers about people being paid off just to keep quiet, and anyone who dared to talk was quickly silenced. It was as if an invisible hand was erasing every clue that could reveal what really happened that day. Finally, after years of silence, Aaliyah's uncle Barry Hankerson, the founder of Blackground Records, decided he couldn't hold it in any longer. He opened up about the sleepless nights that still haunt him. There were so many nights I stayed awake, wondering if I could have done something different, he confessed. We all lost her, but the industry just moved on, acting like nothing happened. It never made sense. Barry admitted that from the very beginning, he had felt uneasy about Hype Williams, the famous director chosen for Aaliyah's final video. Looking back, he realized that decision would become his biggest regret, a choice that still weighs heavily on him to this day. Yet, even as these heartbreaking confessions came to light, the music industry refused to change. No one seemed to care. Jay-Z kept releasing records with R. Kelly, as if none of the dark rumors mattered. Even more shocking, Diddy, Jay-Z, and R. Kelly were often spotted together in public, smiling for the cameras as if they shared no secrets at all. The message was clear. The show must go on, no matter what or who gets left behind. Diddy's trial, a house of cards. Now, with Diddy standing trial for racketeering and trafficking, the stakes have never been higher. The government is pulling out all the stops, desperate to find the evidence that could finally bring down a giant. In just the past few weeks, jurors have been hit with wave after wave of explosive testimony. They've heard stories about brutal violence and behind-the-scenes manipulation, accounts of cars being blown up, witnesses being threatened into silence, and even personal assistants being pressured or bribed to keep their mouths shut. Yet, despite all this chaos, Diddy's lawyers remain defiant. They stand in front of the courtroom and admit, yes, he's no saint. But nothing you've heard so far actually rises to the level of a federal crime. But as the trial drags on, a new rumor is spreading fast, and it might be the biggest twist yet. Is Diddy secretly negotiating with prosecutors? Some insiders are convinced he's offering up other big names in exchange for a lighter sentence. If that's true, the question on everyone's mind is, who's next? All eyes are on Jay-Z, with speculation swirling that he could be the next powerful figure brought down in this relentless investigation. The entire industry is holding its breath, waiting to see whose secrets will be exposed next. What happens next? As the trial continues, the sense of suspense is only growing. The next few weeks could turn everything upside down. New testimony could break wide open, with fresh witnesses stepping into the spotlight and revealing stories that have been buried for years. Prosecutors might unveil names no one expected to hear, dragging more industry icons into the center of this firestorm. The media is buzzing with speculation. Everyone's asking who will be exposed next, and just how far the web of secrets really stretches. There's a feeling in the air that the music industry is standing on the edge of something huge. For decades, powerful figures have seemed untouchable, their darkest secrets hidden behind fame, money, and ironclad contracts. But now, with every day of testimony, the cracks are showing. More and more people are coming forward, breaking their silence, and demanding answers. Will this be the moment when the truth finally comes crashing through the walls of silence that have protected the industry's elite for so long? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors? So many times before, we've seen massive scandals explode, only to fizzle out and fade from the headlines. Whispers turn into headlines, headlines turn into rumors, and then, just like that, the story disappears. The powerful walk away, untouched, and the cycle starts all over again. Will this be any different? That's the real question. Are we actually witnessing the start of true justice? Could this be the case that finally forces the industry to reckon with its past and answer for all the lives damaged along the way? Or, despite all the drama and headlines, is this just another dark chapter that will get swept under the rug, leaving the truth buried and the victims forgotten? Now, more than ever, your voice matters. What do you think is really happening behind the scenes? Are the prosecutors truly going after the powerful? Or is this just another distraction? Do you believe more big names will be revealed? Do you think justice will finally be served? Or will this entire scandal disappear like so many others before it? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Let's hear what you have to say. Because this isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about an entire industry that's kept its secrets locked away for far too long. The world is watching, and people everywhere are starting to ask the hard questions. This story could change everything, but only if we refuse to let it be forgotten. So, will the truth finally come out, or will it be buried all over again? The choice to keep questioning, to keep demanding answers, starts with you. Don't let this moment slip away. Make your voice heard, and stay tuned, because this story is far from over. Stay tuned. The story isn't over, not by a long shot.